So here's my official answer for the record. Kiss my ass. I do not apologize. In fact, by all rights, you sick freaks should be the ones apologizing to me for lying and defaming me, and doing it all because I'm trying to prevent you from sexually mutilating children. You damned monsters. You child-abusing psychopaths. I wouldn't apologize to you soulless parasites if I had a gun to my head. Instead, I'd rather just tell you all to piss off. I apologize for nothing. I concede nothing. I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob of degenerate morons. You know, the secret they never say out loud is that nobody is truly canceled unless they consent to it and they willingly play their assigned roles. Well, I do not consent, and I'm not going to play the game. I'm not going anywhere.
What's up, everybody? It's Adam and Shane from the Rescue Michigan Coalition for our weekly live stream. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. Lots about communications. I don't know if we're going to be advising you guys to talk to them like Matt Walsh when you talk to voters. But we all know what that was really all about, which is, for those who don't know who Matt Walsh is, he is an author, a documentary filmmaker. He made What is a Woman? He's a frequent commentator. And of course, he's being a target of the radical child grooming transgender lobby. And that was his response to them. But hey, how you doing, Shane? How's things going?
Just busy, very busy times, and
sure
you know, it seems like a lot of people are on the ground doing everything they can to try to salvage the state. So we need everyone hitting doors, everyone doing lit drops, everyone getting involved right now, because a lot of absentee ballots are out, but a lot of those absentee ballots still haven't been turned in. So there's still time to reach a lot of voters, but people need to be going out there every day and talking to people, because that's the only way we can get around all the institutional disadvantages that we have right now.
Absolutely. And the weather has sure been gorgeous for it. Today was another beautiful day. The whole past week really has been. Hello to everybody in the chats. I see you guys on Facebook. Dwayne and Patty. Hello, folks on YouTube and Rumble. Feel free to check in and say hi. We are going to be, as we have started to do, and it's going to be our policy on an ongoing basis, hanging up on YouTube after a few minutes, because frankly, it's just not a safe place for free speech at all. We're still at least starting our videos on YouTube so that people who are subscribed to us there will see that we're still streaming, that they know where they can find us. So at some point when we get into things tonight, we will just give people on YouTube a notice, but you can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Rescue Michigan Coalition. And you can also find us on Rumble. You can just search Rumble for Rescue Michigan. You'll find us there. But in the meantime, if you're still watching us on YouTube, feel free to say hello. There's actually been some interesting developments in big tech censorship online this week. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. A couple of things have happened. First off, I mentioned this on a stream we did on Thursday. We looked at a new flyer that we have put out on rescuemichigan.com. So we did a Thursday stream. But one of the things I mentioned was that a really prominent YouTuber in the law space, Nick Rekieta, who has was actually partly my inspiration to start streaming, and I've been a guest on his show a few times. He got banned from YouTube for kind of the same thing that Matt Walsh was talking about. He's an attorney, and one of the things that he talked about on his show was this, let's just say individual for the time being right now, who goes by Keffels, who is distributing puberty blocking drugs to children on the internet. And in response to some polite criticism of those crimes, Keffels' mob conspired to have Nick's law license revoked by filing illegal, fraudulent bar complaints against his state law licensing authority, which dismissed all those claims. But then in response to those people who put their names and addresses on the record, filing frivolous, fraudulent, false complaints against him, Nick had the courtesy to actually redact their addresses, but still read their names on stream. And that led them to lead to a banning brigade that got him permanently banned from YouTube. But thanks to enormous social media pressure through Twitter and other means, and a lot of prominent people talking about him, Nick's account is going to be reinstated. They apparently, what YouTube did, because obviously nobody can get a hold of anybody at YouTube, they never give you a hearing, a trial, or anything like that. But my mic is making noise. I got to be really careful. Something's causing it to make noise. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so YouTube never tells you what happens, but they, I guess, withdrew a previous channel strike, so he's off of YouTube for, I think, 2 weeks, and then he'll be back there, where, as he noted, he will never be fully streaming on YouTube again. It's just not worth it. So he's going to be going to Rumble, doing the same kind of thing we're doing, I think, just posting short videos or partial videos, and then getting off of YouTube as well. So,
and it shows that, you know, these platforms will cave to popular pressure, that we do have a voice, even if they're after us. Look at what happened with PayPal, where they said they were going to take $2,500 out of people's bank accounts who said that, you know, we're responsible for disinformation or whatever. The ADL said that someone is doing disinformation. PayPal would be able to take $2,500 out of their account. Well, within 24 hours, they backed off of that policy because people were so pissed, not just right-wingers, but, you know, the more independent-minded and even the handful of leftist civil liberties advocates were outraged. So widespread outrage will get these corporate monoliths to act. You know, they don't like this you know, public pressure against them. And what the left does to these corporations, the right can do as well to get them to bend to their will.
yeah, I was going to actually pull up on screen what PayPal's revised policy was. It was going to go into effect November 3rd. It essentially said that in our discretion and our discretion alone, if anything you say is harmful to people or unfit for publication or misinformation, we have the right to take $2,500 out of your balance for every single instance, and if you don't have that money in the account, to take it out of your bank account. And this came out, I know I heard about it on the Viva Barnes show a week ago. It kind of broke big on conservative media about 2 or 3 days ago. And all of a sudden, PayPal puts out a statement saying, oh, that was a mistake. That wasn't our policy. And I went to pull up the link where I read what the revised policy was. And here's what the link says now. It's a blank PDF page. There's no file there anymore. Shoot, I wish I downloaded it. But at any rate, I know, of course, nobody should believe for one instant that PayPal actually made a mistake in putting that policy out. That was a clear decision that they had made, and it's only because of the public pressure that they backed off. So, cheers to that. In other news, we have a Section 230 case going to the U.S. Supreme Court, which is awesome. For those who don't know, Section 230 is of the Communications Decency Act, is what essentially allows websites like Facebook and YouTube to discriminate by viewpoint and claim that they're not responsible for the content of what's on their website. It was originally done to shield them from liability for things that people were using their platforms to do illegally. And they basically exploited that, and courts were allowing them to exploit it and saying, no, if you're a platform, you're totally immune from any liability for any kind of censorship on your platform. And this case coming before the U.S. Supreme Court makes a real interesting argument. Here, let me make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to do something about this microphone. This is really aggravating. Hold on, guys. Let's see if moving my headphones out of the way of the cord helps at all.
Well, I know that Clarence Thomas has written things in the past that suggest that he's open to revisiting Section 230 and how it is enforced. So hopefully other Supreme Court justices will be kind of adopting his same view that, you know, there needs to be it needs to be revised as to how the courts and look at this legislation, because obviously the rights of the people are being tread upon because of how it's Section 230 is being looked at right now.
Yeah, and this is the brief before the Supreme Court. We're not going to read the whole thing, obviously, but the interesting thing is the case is that YouTube was actually, or Google was promoting ISIS creating videos and encouraging people to join ISIS. And they were saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with us doing that. We're allowed to totally encourage terrorism. And just like the social media platforms are the biggest ISIS recruiting tools for international terrorism, Twitter is, by the way, for those who don't know, also the biggest trafficker of child pornography in the world. And yeah, maybe something should happen with those companies that are taking no action whatsoever on the terrible crimes they're facilitating, but of course, at the same time, are constantly cutting down on your and my right to free speech. And on that note, I think it's time to hang up on YouTube. So folks watching on YouTube, look us up on Facebook or on Rumble. You can find us there. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and a comment on YouTube, or don't. I don't really care.
But Robin Losi says that she's heading over to Rumble. So
excellent.
Other
right.
YouTube subscribers, head over to Rumble right now.
Awesome. All right. So 3